Hello, everybody. Welcome to India Today SoSouth. Today, we are on to part 7 or episode 7 of the Cracks in the Dravidian Wall series, which we have begun with TR Jawahar, the group editor of News Today. Yesterday, we dealt at length with the BJP's manifesto. Discerning readers or viewers have pointed out that this was kind of out of syllabus and it doesn't quite fit in with the subject of our discussion. Um, we thought about it, and Jawahar has an opening statement to make on this. Jawahar, your thoughts on what readers have told us? You've deviated from the main topic.
I also received some such similar feedback. So I'll bring in the relevance here on two counts. Okay. First is that, I will begin by saying that Modi has hit two birds with one stone. First, for the first time, a North Indian leader and the Prime Minister of the country is making a huge outreach into South India. Now, there has been a tectonic shift. There has been a tectonic shift thanks to Modi in the minds of the northern scholars, northern media, northern academicians, because I have been engaging with them during the last many years, and particularly the last 3-4 years, and particularly in the context of the elections. So there has been a tectonic shift. Instead of looking down upon the south as Madrasis or now they are looking down to the south, towards the south. So this is what Modi's major achievement is. This is not just a political thing, but also a deep cultural, civilizational thing. Now, just pull the rug from the bottom of, as I said, it is killing two birds with one stone. The first thing is that he has convinced the northern scholars that Tamil Nadu, Tamil, these things have to be given the due recognition, and he has done it on the world stage. So that is one thing, which was my grouse all through my book. The second thing is that here he has pulled the rug right from the bottom of the Dravidian parties. Periyar has, as I told you, very unseemly, uncouth things to say about Tamil, Thiruvallur, Thirukkural, and so many things. But somehow the Periyar Parivar and Periyar progeny have, managed to tide over all that, ignoring all that, and somehow managed to make him some kind of a Dravidian demigod. So now Modi, by appropriating Thiruvallur, has pulled the rug from their feet. The second aspect is that this is a pretty long manifesto, I must say. I would have been happy had it come a little earlier. It's a pretty long manifesto, and probably by the time you finish reading it, the elections will be over here. So Annamalai has a very tall job to cope with. On the economic front, on the development front, Modi has pitched long term. Tamil Nadu is a very industrious, enterprising state. About 80% of the people here are in the non-formal sector, what is called, entrepreneurial mindset. This kind of sector. Formal sector is where government, the typical IT companies and all are there. But they are 80% of the people, or at least 75% of the working population is in the non-formal sector. So now they have to now trust Modi to deliver on all the promises that he has given them. But it is possible because by pitching on development and normal economics says that, you must have heard about Lord John Maynard Keynes' famous statement that in the long term we are all dead. So that is there. But Modi has, inverted all these, so-called highbrow elite economic theories on their head. He has turned them on the head, and he is projecting a new kind of economic policy from the grassroots upwards. As I was mentioning OAR's quote yesterday about the water level rising. So this is the kind of thing he is trying to do. He has sown the seeds, spread the seeds of development. And this is a very fertile land, as I had already mentioned. So people will take over, the employers and the entrepreneurs will take over from here, and even job seekers will take over from here. But as I told you again and again, this has to happen within the next 2-3 years. People are also moving from one year to the other. So he has done that basically. it's a new kind of bold economic policy that the usual economic pundits would, balk at. That's the kind of thing he has done.
True. So, taking that forward, we have so far discussed what Modi has tried to do and what Annamalai has tried to do, right?
Yeah.
But today, I want to draw you into a discussion on the combined effect of Modi and Annamalai, and I call that Modi Malai, right? The
Okay.
impact of Modi Malai, the impact
Modi
of Modi
Malay.
Malai on Tamil Nadu, right? So, would you want to see in my book, Modi is kind of behaving like or playing the role of a brand manager of BJP, right? Trying to make the brand more acceptable to Tamil Nadu in Tamil Nadu. And Annamalai is actually playing the part of the product head, where the nitty gritty of the product, how to reach the last mile and all that, he's taking care of the product, right? So how is this Jugalbandi playing out in Tamil Nadu?
Now that you say Modi Malay, there is a pilgrimage center for Lord Muruga near Coimbatore, which is called Marudhamalai actually. That is Annamalai's constituency now, part of Annamalai's constituency probably. So it is very interesting that you call it now Modi Malay, with the same kind of rhyme and rhythm, which we are all very familiar with here in this part of the country. Now, you said Modi is the bigger thing, and Annamalai is doing the basic work. There is a clear division of work that I see here.
Yeah.
Modi handles the macro level. He is the brand that has to be sold, and he gives the momentum from the top, and he is the missionary. And I would put it in a different language. Annamalai is the cutting edge of that missionary. As they say,
Sorry,
there
can
is a
you say that
saying that
again?
it takes two to tango. It takes two to tango. So these two people, these two leaders, these two politicians, in their vibrant efforts to bring BJP in a big way into Tamil Nadu, have joined and combined to form a very powerful force, not in terms of just polls and politics, but also in terms of the language, its culture, and so many other things. And Annamalai has been doing a very splendid job doing the firefighting and taking the fight into the camp of the DMK. I will narrate all that as we move forward.
Yeah. So, describe a little more. We have been through these things, but I think I just want this to kind of solidify into a very clear, crystallize into a clear thought. What is the brand difference that Modi has brought upon to brand BJP as it is perceived in Tamil Nadu?
For a non-Tamil leader, for someone who normally associated with a Hindi party or a North Indian party, to take this kind of an effort to bring the language, particularly, he has been doing this for 4 years, but the clinching factor was that putting it in the manifesto in a big way. This is the first time, as we discussed yesterday, that the language is figuring in the manifesto of a national party. Congress has never said all these things, and even the local parties pay only lip service to Tamil. They have used Tamil as a vehicle to go to Delhi, beyond Gumudi Pundi, and they have used it as a vehicle to go to Tamil. But here is someone from North who's making all these moves to make a sincere attempt to break into the hearts of the people of Tamil Nadu. And the best way he is doing it, as we have said already, is that our people hold the tongue close to the heart and their icons close to their heart. So he has appropriated those icons and he is doing this job. I'm sure this will, this will go well with the people of Tamil Nadu. He has taken many efforts. We have discussed a lot of things. One more thing I want to say is that Tamil Nadu is the only state we have where we have an idol theft wing. Modi has been taking a lot of efforts, to bring the stolen idols from all over the world to Tamil Nadu. I think 5-6 years back he went to Australia and he got the artifacts of Rajaraja Chola and Chola period vintage artifacts from Australian Prime Minister Abbott. He got that all. It was a big event at that time. It was not just a photo op. It was more than that. I described it as a photo op, but looking backwards, so many things so many things he has done since then. That is a big thing. So, and he has also promised that these things will continue. And I think I believe him. I trust him on that count.
Right. So on this brand thing, see what I think what he has done also is that he has sensitized the North much more to Tamil Nadu. One, and in doing so, what he is also doing, that's where I want your analysis. What I see is that not only is he making an outreach to Tamil Nadu, but he is also showing that the Tamil Nadu's links with the rest of the country are pretty old and pretty historic, and pretty the cultural bonds between Tamil Nadu and the rest of India are very strong. So why is that? See, through the Kashi Tamil Sangamams and others, and the Pran Pratishtha journey that he did through Tamil Nadu. What was he trying to establish there? So give us a little more on that.
As I said in my opening statement, he has caused a tectonic shift in the attitudes of the North Indian academia, media, and scholars and everybody. So they have come to realize that this is a place where we have missed out, and there is a lot of regret, and that there is a lot of effort to rectify these historical mistakes that have happened. So because of my interactions with so many people, they feel that, and since Modi is saying that they have to do it, they have no choice but to follow the leader. Even the media, even so-called objective media or neutral media, whatever you call it, even the critics now per se find that Modi has scored above them by getting into Tamil Nadu in the right way that it has to be done. And this is one thing. Now, Annamalai's job is to now go and meet Modi more than halfway. Modi has done his bit, has come into the hearts of the Tamil people. Now, in this context, let me go some historical details also, as usual. One thing is that there is this Ramayana factor that we have been talking about. There are Valmiki Ramayana mentions Pandya kings having attended Dasarada's court in Ayodhya. Cheras, Cholas, and Pandyas, the southern, kings of the great kings of South India, they fought alongside. sorry, they fought alongside the Pandavas, fought for the cause of Dharma. Even today, even in the late as the 10th century AD, there are inscriptions where Chola kings have traced the lineage to Lord Rama. Many people don't know this actually. They have traced the lineage to Lord Rama, and they call themselves Vamsam, Vanshis. So this is the kind of thing that is already there here. There is ignorance both here as well as in the north. So Modi has, as I said earlier, Modi has killed two birds with one stone. He has brought big awareness, big consciousness among the northern people, make them feel guilty, and he says that in a very humble manner that he himself feels bad that he has not learned Tamil all these days. So he is now openly saying that, let me address all the past, make up for the lost time, as we discussed some episodes back. And here, he has pulled the rug from the Periyarites' feet. So they are now, finding it now difficult because Modi has run away with some of the pet themes also. When we discuss Annamalai, I'll bring out a few more factors. But these two are, gelling quite well as a good combo.
Sure. Just one more question on Modi before we get on to Annamalai. What was it that the controversy that I think Kamal Hassan raked up after Ponniyin Selvan came up? He said something about Ponniyin Selvan, that they're not being Shivites, or I vaguely remember that. Are you aware of that? Kamal Hassan said something.
See, I think those controversies have ebbed out. Because that movie, created a lot of, it was. I'm giving my personal opinion. Forget the visuals, forget the directorial touches and brilliance and beautiful visuals. It was not what Kalki actually wrote. There were many aberrations, and the plots were changed to convenience. Probably it was a cinema, so they had took the liberties. But Ponniyin Selvan is a cult novel in this part of the country. So any comments based on that version of Ponniyin Selvan is also apt to be, those versions are supposed to be perversions actually. I don't exactly remember what Kamal Hassan said, but and particularly, but there were a lot of disgruntlement over the way the Pandyas were depicted. I remember that. There was a lot of controversy over the way Pandyas were depicted. But I think it is best to leave that controversy as it is. But
Okay.
the fact is that the movie did create an awareness in the history of the Tamils. Looking at the good
Okay.
side of the whole thing, we must take that as part of that. So people went into the original book, learned a lot of
Yeah.
things, and people have been reading a lot of other historical books also, learning about the culture of the thing.
Yeah.
So to that extent, the movie did create a certain amount of awareness. Because to get into the Tamil people's mind, it has to be necessarily through some movie or something. So that is what
Yeah.
this movie also did.
Okay. Right. So now we have discussed how Modi is providing the brand cover for Annamalai,
Yeah, yeah,
but
that's right.
a lot of the hard work has to happen at the grassroots, right? So in these 3 years that he's been, roughly 3 years that he has been party
Please.
president, what are the challenges within that he had to have? We know initially he had huge problems within the party, and now once he's over that, how has he been on the ground? What has been the impact? What are people saying about Annamalai now?
The first thing that Annamalai did, we have gone over this before, but let us go over it again. There are a lot of leaders, too many leaders, and very little cadre in the BJP. So, what for the first thing that
Mm.
Annamalai has done is that, yes, made the coast clear for himself, and with abundant support from the high command. That many people did not actually expect, but many of them became governors, many of them went to Rajya Sabha, some of them became central ministers. So Annamalai's path was cleared. Even though there are people who keep writing, or talking against Annamalai, but those things don't go well at all with the people or the present type of BJP cadre. They have all come around to the fact that Annamalai is their undisputed leader. Now, as I mentioned earlier, he is the cutting edge of the BJP campaign here. He's promoting brand Modi, promoting brand BJP, promoting brand brand Tamil Nadu, and taking the BJP to the BJP, which was originally considered an urban party, has now reached the nooks and crannies of Tamil Nadu, and that to my mind is a big thing because rural Tamil Nadu has largely been insulated from the BJP party. Now, Annamalai, who speaks the language of the people with his Dravidian kind of looks and Dravidian kind of approach, taking on the Dravidian parties in their own language, this has caused a big upheaval and a kind of unsettlement among the opposition parties. As I see, ADMK is not considered a big factor, though they have their own two leaves vote bank. The real enemy, the fight is between the DMK and the AIADM. I mean, the DMK and Annamalai specifically. The BJP comes next.
So many people, uh, many people think that Annamalai is a media phenomenon or a social media phenomenon, not a media phenomenon. He can't be a media phenomenon in Tamil Nadu. Annamalai is just a digital social media phenomenon. Do you think so? Or has he transcended that onto the ground?
Uh, See, today everyone is a media phenomenon. With the newfangled media that we have,
Yeah,
YouTube and the shorts particularly and all that. Today's
correct.
media has moved away from the big elitist or big ticket media organizations that used to hold sway over the media
Right.
landscape. Today, media has been fragmented. I would even use the word there is balkanization of the media today, and to put it in
Mm.
euphemistically or put it in good terms, it is democratized. So everyone is a media today. In fact, it has come much to the irritation of Annamalai also. He has pulled up a
Yeah.
lot of YouTubers or people with just cell phone coming in front of him and
Mm.
asking him questions. So the media, he has also been irritated by the media, but
Yes.
generally,
Yeah.
he has won over the media, and the media has come to a big advantage. So the attraction that he has been getting is also much to do with the kind of media. He has been depicted both in good and bad ways, but both create awareness about Annamalai. So he's reached to the
Mm.
masses. He is also, but he's not a media product as such. He's not a hollow person. He has got stuff.
Yeah.
But that the media
Mm.
has taken him to the kind of audience that they have now is also helping him
Right.
in a way. He's a
Mm.
man with stuff. Otherwise, the media
Yeah.
won't go behind him today. Either they
So,
target him or they support him, but they are after him all the time. Otherwise, why would they go behind
Right.
him? They don't go behind Adapadi Palaniswamy or O Pannirselvam
So
or any of the
is it correct?
other leaders this much. So he has got stuff. Kaitha maram dhan kalladi
Yeah.
padum. There is a proverb in Tamil. Only if a maram which has, ripe fruits will be targeted. So Annamalai is a Kaitha maram. So he's getting the bouquets and the brickbats. That's good.
Yeah. Well put. Well put. Is it right to characterize somebody who has actually done his Yan Makkal Yan Man Yatra and touched all 234 constituencies, right? So would that be just a digital phenomenon? Obviously, there is a lot of hard work that's gone on. So
It
have
is
you
not
been
a
able
digital
to,
phenomenon.
because, sorry?
Yeah, please continue.
No, I'm saying, so is that true? Is it just a digital phenomenon? Has it not had any impact at all? 234 constituencies over 6 months, spending a lot of time. So has it not had any impact on the ground, as they say?
See, to just dismiss this his political pilgrimage or poll pilgrimage or whatever you call it, at a phenomenal level and reach, it is very uncharitable and unfair to dismiss this as a sheer digital phenomenon. He was physically present in all the villages, all the nook and cranny of Tamil Nadu. He was seen. He was seen everywhere. The media might not have followed him and showed him up everywhere, but he was seen everywhere. He went around the state everywhere for all the 234 constituencies. As you have rightly put, it started in July of 2023. Almost close to 8 months he has carried on that. So you just can't say that it is a digital phenomenon. He has reached the people. He has touched the people physically, and yes, his voice is very familiar. His voice is familiar, very familiar now. Today, everyone knows that even if you switch off the video and put Annamalai's voice, everyone knows that this is Annamalai. Earlier, this was attributable only to Karunanidhi's, gruff voice or Jayalalitha's, grandiose vocalization. But today, you just put Annamalai's voice on a non-visual. Everybody knows Annamalai's voice. I'm just putting it in a very simple term. So everybody knows him. No, that he is very well known. That was a master stroke in my mind. That yatra, that was a master stroke. That was a brilliant thing that he did. In one stroke, he has also silenced the critics in his party, and also proved that he's a person who he walks the talk, and he did it literally. He did not walk the talk. He did it literally. He went all around. So we have to give him the credit for all that.
So you put it nicely. So is that the reason why that the media, the traditional media of Tamil Nadu, how much coverage did it give to Annamalai's yatra or pilgrimage, and maybe by not giving it, have they missed something, and that is why there's a gap in their understanding of the phenomenon?
The Tamil media did give him a lot of coverage. There is no doubt about it. But the English media gave very scant coverage compared to what they would have done if had someone from some other party. There is a bias, but mostly the Tamil media made up for all that. The digital media did help. As I said, now we have democratization or balkanization or splintering or fragmentation. But this definitely helped Annamalai. He was seen all over the place. But the higher media, probably owing to lack of space or editorial decisions, they probably they covered Amit Shah's flagging off, and they covered Modi's, finishing off of the yatra. But throughout the yatra, I won't say the English media was with him all along. They did do interviews whenever he was in the main cities, and they did give coverage, but that was not enough. Tamil media did a good job of covering him because they felt that he was driving circulation, driving viewership and readership everywhere. So that is a acceptance that Annamalai is being, is a factor in this election in a big way. Tamil media did acknowledge and acted upon their assessment of Annamalai. We must hand the credit to them for that.
So luckily for BJP, Annamalai's hard work is not the only attribute of Annamalai, right? So what else is working for Annamalai?
For Annamalai, a lot of things are working. First is that the ADMK has become a rump. It would have vanished from the political scene had not the BJP, taken so much efforts to patch up the various factions and had alliances with them in 2019 and 2021. So otherwise, the party would not be around at all in the first place. So I'm not able to say that the ADMK is going to cause a big impact in these elections. This is one fact. The fight here
Right.
is between the DMK and the BJP, and Annamalai has made it very clear that is a very difficult thing for a leader to say, that we would be happy if we come even second. So that is a very realistic assessment of the situation here. So that is one thing. So he is banking on anti-incumbency against the DMK for all their undoings, which I'll be able to list out shortly. And he's been campaigning and hitting them on that count. So when he says that, it is working more than what if Edapadi or some others say it. Edapadi is still seen as some kind of a proxy, and then maybe later on he will go into and join hands. His problem is with Annamalai, not with the BJP as such. And Annamalai was very particular that this time I will be the party head only if the BJP gives the vote to the ADMK. Something which is of very great satisfaction to me, because in my final article I have said that the BJP should not go with the ADMK and test the waters alone, even whatever the cost of that.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that. You preempted my question. See, you were a proponent of BJP doing this alone, and you were dead against BJP propping up the, as you call, the rump of ADMK. And I think most of the hatred for Modi was actually because of this unholy tie-up for the 3 years or 4 years past Jayalalitha's death, right? So now this Annamalai's breakup with, or forced breakup with ADMK, has been characterized in national media and every media, especially national media. I am here, so I can tell you that that is his arrogance. Is that arrogance? Was it by design, default? What do you think? And is it good for BJP or bad?
It is by design. Assertiveness can easily pass for arrogance. That is there. As I told you yesterday, we have seen enough leaders here who have been worse than even the tallest egos of the north. So I'm not much upset with this usage of these words. And Annamalai is on the toes all the time, and he can't be keeping his poise every time somebody puts a mic in front of him and provokes him. And these things, and he is very clear. He is not a hypocrite. He says he accuses the media of having double standards. He says that all the corruption that I am exposing, the media should actually be doing it. He puts up the media very clearly. And the media is also taking it and publishing them on the YouTube as some kind of a badge of honor given by Annamalai. So it is not a question of being arrogant. We need somebody very assertive to take on the carry the fight. As I said that day, the pendulum is stuck in the other end of the Dravidian clock. To bring that back, you have to take double the effort, double the whatever it takes to even to the middle. He has to reach out and bring it to the middle. So that is the kind of visual effect that I can present to you. So Annamalai, even if it is arrogant, it doesn't matter. He is entitled to it. After all, he is a cop. He has been dealing with all kinds of bad elements, underground elements. So maybe by habit, he comes out like aggressive. That. But it doesn't matter. He's a cop. Yeah. It will come out like that. It is there. Maybe it is there in his genes. What is wrong with that? We need a good leader. That's what I am thinking at it. Right. We need an authoritative, an arrogant leader who delivers is better than all these corrupt leaders who don't deliver at all.
Well said. Well said. So, see, the thing is that if you are taking on the DMK, and as you brilliantly put, the pendulum has been stuck at that end for nearly 60 years now, right? Yeah. You have to hang by your fingernails to bring it back to even some semblance of balance, right? And exactly. And that being the case, isn't being in the face, being an orator, knowing what he's talking about. I think he conducts a lot of explanatory sessions for media and for people. So is all this working? What are the 3-4 things that you thought he did a brilliant job on and took on the DMK?
The first thing I remember is that the Food Safety Standards Association of India, they issued a circular saying that dahi, they're putting the word dahi on the Amul packets, and then in the bracket the local language. Annamalai was the first to take it up. He took it up with the central government itself. These zealous, overzealous babus in the central ministry have this bad habit of sneaking in this kind of, incendiary circulars. It happened in 2014 when first Modi came to power. It happened again in 2019, and BJP had to beat a retreat. But this time, before the Dravidian parties could even wake up to the problem, Annamalai himself wrote to the FSS AI and insisted that it will be only Tayir in Tamil. And this became a problem in Karnataka also. And those people also use the Kannada word translation for Dahi. That's a very big thing. And he went out of the way to explain the three-language formula that, as far as the new education policy, the three-language formula, which has always been a flashpoint in Tamil Nadu particularly. Now, let me explain what he has done with the three-language formula and how he has taken it to the people. See, it is this misinformation, disinformation, lies. Truth always lies buried in an army of truth always lies buried in an army of lies. This is a big saying by some English bard. Normally, it is attributed to all kinds of people like Bertrand Russell or whoever it is. But the fact is that truth is very difficult to find out. You can know only versions of truth. What Annamalai has clarified about the language policy, the three-language policy is there. Now, English and Tamil are there. In Tamil Nadu, I am talking. Now, there is a third language issue which has been a flashpoint right from Nehru's period in 1965, Indira Gandhi, Lal Bahadur Shastri, all of them have, brought it and withdrawn. Even BJP brought it and withdrawn. Now, the current three-language policy very clearly says, and Annamalai has taken it home very well to all the people. It very clearly says that now those living in districts like Dharmapuri or Krishnagiri or Hosur, which is close to Karnataka, now they can opt not Hindi, they can opt Kannada as a third language. And those people living in places like Chittoor, even Chennai, Tiruvallur, district like Chirulur, they can go for Telugu as a third language, not Hindi. Once again, those people living close to Kerala, like Coimbatore district, Theni district, and even Kanyakumari district, they can opt for Malayalam as a third language. And those people living close to Pondicherry can probably, even I'm not sure about that, probably take French as a third language. So this is not a Hindi imposition at all. As I said that day, it is the Hindi imposers are no longer in the picture. It is only the Hindi imposters who are now doing this, parading this army of life. Annamalai is doing a brilliant job of taking this home to every constituency. He is now going around every constituency. I'll come to that. He's going around every constituency, particularly in the border areas of Tamil Nadu. And even here, even if you want to learn here, if you are bang in the middle of Tamil Nadu, and if you still want Telugu or Malayalam or Kannada as your third language, you are free to do it. Nobody is going to tell you that Hindi is going to be your third language. So that is a major thing. Annamalai himself is he doesn't know much of Hindi, It's passable Hindi. He makes it a point to mention that he knows passable Hindi, and he says that I need to communicate with Modi, so I have to, understand to take Modi's message. So I have to thoda. That's what Hindi he knows. So this is one thing about he has the thing that he has done. Now let me narrate 2 or 3 things. He has become a champion of exposing corruption. This DMK government is perhaps the most corrupt government that the Tamil Nadu state has ever witnessed. Jayalalitha he was the first chief minister to be arrested and convicted for corruption. That is because the long arms of the law are yet to reach out to all these people. Annamalai has a big swindlers list, I would say, swindlers list with him. The fact that Senthil Balaji is now behind bars is because of Annamalai. Senthil Balaji, it all started with the watch. Senthil Balaji was having a watch, and he wanted to know what is the price of the watch. And then Senthil Balaji subsequently landed in trouble because he would not produce the bill, and slowly it built. So Annamalai has a big list of swindlers list, and he keeps talking about DMK files, and he has done a lot of groundwork. His policeman instinct, he doesn't trust anyone, even some of his own party leaders. He doesn't trust anyone. He has made a lot of changes inside his party headquarters, so he doesn't trust anyone. And it's good that his policeman instincts remain. He's going to pull up any wrongdoers within the party also. See, it is two-pronged. You fight against corruption on one side, but you also have to reform your party on the other side. This is also a political party which has got used to certain kind of habit. So Annamalai is now purging the party and purging the trying to purge the state also of the corrupt ways of its politicians, both within and without.
Right.
But his main target is the DMK. And you know something, Senthil Balaji case is not from the DMK vintage; it is from ADMK time. The case is from the ADMK time, and Senthil Balaji was in the ADMK. So the case was from that. There are a few other things. There was in usually Deepavali sweets used to be, Avin would be giving it to the state government. But in 2021, as soon as Annamalai took over as head of the BJP, a tender was floated by which a small-time business was given the order for sweets. But Annamalai immediately, raised a big storm, and the government promptly changed and gave it back to the Avin. So these are all things, to show that his anti-corruption thing is going home, and there are people. This DMK is definitely on the back foot. But let me tell you, caution you once again that DMK is not a force to be taken very lightly. It is a formidable force, and we have to discuss that sometime.
True. Yeah, we will. So, you want to speak about Kachativu, because that's another one where he, I think, brought out the duplicity of the DMK stand. In terms of every time there is a fishermen are arrested or their boat seized, immediately the DMK used to point a finger at the center, saying that the center is not doing anything, right? So has he put them on the back foot even on Kachativu? I don't think it's a electoral. What do you call
let me see from a historical and political perspective. Kachativu, we are just flogging a dead horse. It is over. You can't now reverse it in any way because it is all international law and so many maritime laws and so many other things. So you cannot reverse what has happened already. But the fact that it has happened with the complete connivance or full clearance from Karunanidhi, that has gone into the minds of the people. So DMK will no longer take up this Kachativu issue against the BJP. But of course, they are questioning that you have been in power for so long. Why did you not take it up before? In fact, Jayalalitha took up the Kachativu issue when she was in power. But the fisherman thing is a sore point in the minds of the people, particularly the coastal areas. And the leaders like, Seaman of Seaman and Thirumavalavan and so many other people who are seen as pro Sri Lankan Tamils and pro fishermen. And there are a lot of other fishermen organizations. They have this grouse that the fishermen are being targeted deliberately by the Sri Lankan government. So I think as Annamalai, we have to trust Annamalai to, as he has done on the other issues, we'll have to Annamalai to maintain the momentum to, protect the our fishermen, continue to protect the fishermen. A lot of efforts have been taken by the central government and the Coast Guard in protecting the fishermen. Those have not reached the masses. But I think Annamalai, it's a big issue. Having raised Kachativu, having, he was the one who put the Right to Information Act query. Now, having done that, he has to necessarily ensure that when the government is there in the center, as everyone expects and Modi expects, he has to now ensure that he's committed to ensure that this fisherman issue, as and when it comes up, it will keep coming up. It will keep coming up. Seas have no borders. You don't know when you cross the border. So it will keep coming up. Annamalai will have now committed. He will have to keep a watch on the shores of our Tamil Nadu.
So you just mentioned about Annamalai, how he changed the party from within, right? So there I have a controversial question to ask. Has he de-Brahminized the BJP in Tamil Nadu? And is it just a party dynamic or is it a politics dynamic in Tamil Nadu?
I do not want to attribute any caste overtones or caste motives to Annamalai as such. But the fact is that there are no Brahmin candidates in Tamil Nadu in the BJP list and even among the allies list. But that has never been a big thing for the Brahmin community, which is very minuscule. They have hardly never ever voted for on the basis of their caste. And on the contrary, most of them have been voting for the BJP. They have been wanting BJP. They came down in big numbers for Modi's roadshow in T Nagar, which is supposed to be a Brahmin predominant locality. and they have no qualms or problems with electing Modi, who's not a Brahmin. So the same thing goes for Annamalai also. I think all of them
Right.
welcome Annamalai because they want the BJP, most of them. So Brahmins are basically, pro BJP people.
Right.
So they want the BJP here. So they are not going to vote on
Yeah.
caste lines. And I don't want to, cast Annamalai in the caste mold on this particular point.
No, he's to be fair to him, he's actually been saying that why are you after Brahmins? Firstly, what is the percentage of Brahmins left in Tamil Nadu anyway? That
Yeah,
in
yeah,
in
he has
in
been
what
saying
way
that.
can they actually? Yeah, he's been saying that publicly. But
Yeah.
within the party and whatever, it could be just the real politic. That's about it. Nothing more than that. Right. So now we have come towards the close of the discussion. So tell me once again, what has been the combined effect of this Modi-Malai Jugalbandi? What do you expect in the? I'm not talking seats, right? Let's not get into that. But how is it going to manifest in this election? I am not interested in 2026. What is 2024 going to look like? And the biggest question: has Annamalai risked his future and reputation by contesting in this election?
So I will come to the your last statement first. I was personally, not very happy with Annamalai contesting for the Lok Sabha. Whatever the constituency, Coimbatore was the obvious place. The next was probably Karur or that belt. I was personally not that I feared that he will lose or something, which would be a bad thing, but not that I feared that. Uh, BJP has to put the best foot forward in this election. Annamalai has been projected as a future chief minister, BJP chief minister for 2026 elections. This is one thing. So there is a general impression. There may be a general impression may be generated that his focus may be removed from Tamil Nadu and he has to concentrate on central duties. If and when he wins, he may become a central minister. And given a choice, I would advise that he becomes a minister for the MSMEs, ideally, because he comes from Coimbatore, he's starting from Coimbatore. But I was not very happy that he is being exposed at this point of time. The second reason why I didn't want that to happen was that he is the chief campaigner for Tamil Nadu at the turf level. Modi can come only this many number of times. Amit Shah can come only
Yeah.
this many number of times. But the real connect is happening at the ground level is through Annamalai. So now by putting Annamalai in Coimbatore, you are spreading himself very thin. But he has very little time to go around other constituencies. He has to campaign for the allies also. Allies are all they are enamored of him and they all want him at least to come to their constituency. So he is being spread very thin now, and he is now unable to concentrate on his constituency. And he himself has considered that the DMK and ADMK will even join hands if necessary to defeat him. The visual that you are showing is about the one of his allies, Krishna Swamy.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
he has made it very clear about that. So given that kind of a situation, I think Annamalai would have been better as a state level campaigner for all the whole of BJP and his all allies, instead of being confined to being in his own fight. This is my only
Okay.
not a question of him losing or winning. That is not a
Okay.
big thing.
I'll probe you a little more on that. See, in the run up to the elections, about 2 months ago, there was this huge talk about Modi contesting in Tamil Nadu, or maybe even Nirmala Sitaraman, and Jaishankar, and all that. So it was built to a stage where it was, I don't know whether it was the BJP or even their rivals may have put this out. Who knows, right? So now that none of them is actually contesting, if Annamalai also did not contest, would it have then shown that the BJP is not confident at all in 2024? Would that be the reason why they may have blooded him?
Modi contesting or Nirmala Sitaraman or any of the national leaders, my opinion is that was all kite flying, by guesswork by so many people. People were
Right.
just trying to express the wishful thinking, and so that was never a possibility in the first place. So it was not there at all. As for Annamalai contesting here, as I outlined, if he had not contested, would it have given the impression that the BJP has no interest in the Lok Sabha polls? Now, as I said, the state is important, and Annamalai is the best foot forward. So that they have put him in the Lok Sabha contest. He has been put in the Lok Sabha ring. No, that cannot be reversed now. So having done that, we can only hope that Annamalai, actually wins. That will be a good thing. Better way to look at it. Better way
Yeah.
to look at it. It just gives the impression that you are now telling me that Tamil Nadu is after all in the national scheme of things, and then by putting Annamalai there, here, they're just sending out a signal that see, we are showing our best card, trump card here itself. So it can go both ways, as I tell you.
So back to my original question. What do you think is going to happen in 2024? What is the impact? I'm not holding you down to tell me it's winning X number of seats, but is it a walkover for DMK, ADMK? Is it so in the terms of perception? What is the perceptible difference that the BJP will see?
DMK will surely win the tough war in the sense they are good at mobilization, manipulation, last minute, all kinds of things, booth management, all these poll tactics. They have been, honed it as a corporate, in a corporate level. So DMK is certainly at a big advantage, and they have huge money at their disposal. And so had this anti-corruption plank that Annamalai is now, had it been followed up in action, more ministers would have been inside. And nothing would have happened. Nothing would have happened. Nobody is going to say that BJP is being vindictive or anything. None of these ministers have any sympathy, particularly when they have put all their wards children in the Lok Sabha race. So nobody has any sympathy for these BJP, I mean DMK leaders. But they have a very strong presence in the among the cadre, and there will be booth management is the most important thing. After 2 p.m. every on the voting day, the DMG is adept at bringing in people and doing all kinds of malpractices, both ADMK and DMK. And Annamalai has completely shunned money. That's what he has said. So let's believe him. So that may become a negative point for him also, because Tamil Nadu people have been used to this, to getting bribed. So let us see that. But he is against a formidable opponent. So when I say that, if you want me to make a very advanced guess, I will put it this way. The voting percentage has been around hovering around 66%, around 63%, 66%. In fact, it has come down from 2014 to 2019. Now, a lot of voters have now come into the voter category, and many of them have not registered. This is one irritating point in my mind, because Annamalai's core forte is youngsters. So if he is able to bring the youngsters to the polling booth, I think that will make a very significant change in Tamil Nadu politics. So that is where he's. We have only about 4 days to go for the polls here. As I said, the manifesto itself is very late. So Annamalai has
Right.
to take it to the masses. So that is the
Yeah.
whole thing. BJP has organizational issues.
Yeah.
BJP has organizational issues. It has won the ideological and the Tamil and Thiruvallur and all those things, but it has got the organization issues, and that is what counts in the elections. So let us see how they make it and fight it out.
Fantastic. So, with that, we'll close today's discussion. Tomorrow, I think I'm lining up one other issue where Annamalai has made some impact. I don't know, on the ground. This is an intellectual exercise, which is that the North versus South debate in
Yeah.
terms of the financial disbursement of funds and
Yes.
the representation in Lok Sabha and others. Right? He's had some real good debates, and he's not exactly debunking, but he's giving good reasons why this exists, or it should not be seen in the way that it is being projected right
Yeah.
now. So
Correct.
tomorrow we will talk about Annamalai and North-South divide, and how he is actually maybe becoming the bridge, because a lot of people online I keep seeing are talking about him not just as a future chief minister of Tamil Nadu, but as a prime minister of India at some point in time. So he has actually transcended Tamil Nadu. If there is a politician right now who's beyond Tamil Nadu, it is not Stalin. It is actually Annamalai,
Yes.
right? So that is why I thought it would be appropriate for us to see if he is actually becoming the bridge between North and South.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. So that's also a favorite subject for you. You are into economics and others. So it should be an interesting discussion. So thank you, viewers. See you tomorrow with part 8. Thank you. Thank you, Jawahar.